Hello YouTube, I'm the Foam Witch, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made Rio Vidal's dagger from the awesome Marvel TV show Agatha All Along. So smash that like button and let's do this. The first thing I did was to create some form of template. Yes, it's available in the description of this video. To do this I just drew a simple design looking at some reference photos. After cutting the blade section off of the template, the handle section was taken and this got drawn round twice onto 10mm foam, giving two pieces that look like this. The blade section of the template was then traced round twice onto 5mm foam. Thinner foam was used because the blade is slightly thinner than the handle. This is how it looked once all of those sections had been cut out. To give the blade some strength, a metal rod was added in between both pieces. To make sure the pieces were going to be flat when stuck together, a channel was added in the middle of both of them. This was just done by burning that in with the Dremel Versatip. Hot glue was then added in that channel and the metal rod got glued in place. The hot glue I use in all of my videos are the specifically for foam hot glue sticks from the incredible Tiger Supplies. The two blade sections then got stuck together, again using the hot glue. Measuring where the rod was going to sit, a channel was then added into both of the handle parts, and then both sections of the handle were stuck together. I then took the Dremel with a sanding barrel attachment and really sanded down this handle to make it curved and smooth and tidy. After an awful lot of sanding, the handle was a lot more curved, the blade also got sanded and the base parts of the dagger were complete. This then got brought inside for the next part, which was adding the detail to the handle. To add the detail to the handle, I decided to use foam clay, using the foam clay to completely cover the base of the handle. It didn't need to be perfectly smooth because that was going to add more texture. This is how it looked once it was fully covered, and it was still tacky at this point. To add the texture, I 3D printed this leaf roller that I found on Etsy. I'll add the link in the description of this video if you want to download the file for yourself. While the foam clay was still wet, I pressed the roller into the surface all over. It actually turned out pretty well. Once the foam clay had fully dried, I then added some more detail by scoring in the leaves again. You can see here the brown parts, it kind of got a little bit burnt, but it's fine. And I scored in some lines with a craft knife just to add some different textures as well. The blade was then ready to be stuck to the handle, and to do this I just used super glue. This detail on the blade then needed adding, so to do this I just covered the blade in masking tape and traced it out. This piece then got cut out twice of 3mm foam to go on both sides of the blade. Looking at this reference photo, it looked like there were 3 raised detail lines on the handle. Again, I used the masking tape method to draw these on the handle. I just forgot to film it, I'm sorry. These details then got cut out of 3mm foam and they got stuck onto the handle using super glue. If you like crafting content like this and haven't subscribed to my channel already, if you could hit that subscribe button now, that would be incredible. This is how the dagger was looking once those 3 details had been added. Again, using my Dremel with sanding barrel attachment, I sanded down the edges of those 3 detail pieces and added some more texture to the foam clay. Once that was done, the dagger was ready for sealing and painting. To seal the foam ready for painting, I used my favourite sealer, which is black flexi paint from Tiger Supplies. This got brushed on by hand and I used 2 layers on the handle so I didn't lose any of that detail, and I used 4 layers on the blade so it was super smooth. This is how it looked once the flexi paint was completely dry and it was now ready for painting. To paint this dagger I used this set of metallic acrylic paints, starting with a base layer of silver which just got dabbed on with a makeup sponge. After 2 layers of the silver, it looked like this. Then, this green from the set got used and this just got dabbed on with a paintbrush. The aim here wasn't to completely cover the silver, it was just to let a little bit show through underneath. This is how it looked after 2 layers of the green. I then used this gold paint to paint the 3 detail lines on the handle. Gold paint always seems to be such a pain to get good coverage, so this took about 5 layers. I also dabbed on a few different shades of green just to add some more depth to the colour. This is how it was looking once the painting of the handle was complete. It was then time to paint the blade using this silver airbrush paint. And to be really super obvious, this got sprayed through my airbrush. This paint covers really well, so it only needed 2 layers. And this is how it looked once the blade had been painted fully silver. The blade being just one colour of silver looked a bit flat, so I added some weathering with some black metallic airbrush paint. This got sprayed on the middle detail of the blade and down the edges. Adding weathering like this makes the blade look a bit more realistic and really brings it to life. It's a little hard to show the metallics in my workshop because my super bright lights just reflect off it, but I hope you can see the gradient here. To protect the paint, I used this top coat sealer in a clear satin finish. And once that had fully dried overnight, the Rio Vidal dagger was complete. Considering I had no idea how I was going to do the detail on the handle, it actually turned out alright. If you are still watching this video, I want to give you a massive, huge thank you, and if you've enjoyed it, it would be awesome if you could give it a like. If you are watching and still haven't subscribed to my channel, if you'd like to do that as well, that would be incredible. If you would like to support me and my channel even further, if you would consider pressing that thanks button, that would be so appreciated. If you don't want to make this for yourself, they will be available in my Etsy store. Again, huge thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.